My initial thoughts after watching that episode are, what the actual fuck have I just sat through? I've never seen anything so disappointing in my life. I am going to go in on the episode in this video, but the next segment I'm going to play you is my thoughts going into the episode. I think, first of all, there's a lot to wrap up between Susan coming back, Omega, the baby god thing that does the giggle, the TARDIS doors blowing up at the end of the Interstellar Song Contest, and the Doctor's daughter, Poppy. He even says she's real at the end of the last episode, so what does that mean? Don't know. Also, one more thing no one seems to be talking about is that Belinda appears in Boom in Season 1, and the Doctor makes a thing of it when he notices they're the same person. Or at least they look the same. I'm wondering if they'll explain that anymore at all, or if that's just going to be forgotten about. One thing we've seen with Russell T Davies many times is that he'll wrap up a story in about 20 seconds. So I wouldn't be surprised if everything is going wrong today and it ends in 20 seconds when he does some stupid shit. I'm hoping it's a bit more intelligent than that, but previous episodes under this new era haven't given me much hope. I'm a little bored of the giggle now as well. It's so weird when you think about it. These gods from somewhere else, they laugh a strange way when they come to our universe. What? And also, it's meant to be the toy maker's thing. But So it made sense for Maestro to do it in Season 1 because she was his daughter, but why is Lux doing it in Season 2? And why didn't Sutek do it in Season 1? Let's just talk about Omega real quick, because I really hope they get him right. I'm worried they're going to try and add him to this pantheon of gods nonsense they've been doing lately. I'm worried they're going to forget that he can't exist in our universe, he can only exist in the antimatter universe. I'm worried they're going to get his voice wrong. And I'm worried they're going to mess up his costume. His original costume in the classic series, not the one where they changed it, the first time he appears in the classic series, his costume looks mint. So you don't need to be changing that at any point. Just keep it the same. I don't know why they made Sutek a dog, but, you know, just leave Omega alone. Just keep him how he looked originally. With the two Ranis, I think it's a bit of a weird character to bring back. Part of this era of Doctor Who has just been bring back old character, so nostalgia, to give everyone amazing nostalgic feelings. But does anyone really care about the Rani? Why is there two of them? This bi-generation bullshit also needs to go away. I think the TARDIS doors blowing up, we're just never going to find out about. It'll be one of those things they just do and never speak of again. And I suppose Poppy being the Doctor's daughter can tie into Susan appearing in the International Song Contest. The final fear I have going into this is I'm wondering if Ncuti's going to regenerate this episode. And there are a lot of rumours lately about Billie Piper playing the next Doctor. I'm a little nervous they're going to go down that route, if I'm honest. And I think that Ncuti is quite busy with other projects at the minute. So it would make sense that this could be his final episode, and we've heard nothing about a Christmas special. I wouldn't be surprised if today's episode ends with him regenerating and we don't see who he changes to. But I really don't want Billie Piper to be the next Doctor. I think we need to move away from nostalgia a little bit now, because just bringing back old villains doesn't make a good show. Speaking of bringing back old villains, where are the Daleks and the Cybermen and, all the things that make Doctor Who what it is? But, oh well, we're here now. So far, all of this was recorded before I watched the episode. So the rest of this video is my thoughts after watching it. Wish me luck. Okay, this is a spoiler warning. From here on out, I'm going to talk about things that happened in the episode. Now, as you can imagine, I'm not very happy. A lot of the things I complained about in my thoughts going in came to pass. So, yeah. Omega appears. 2 seconds later, he's gone. What was the point of building him up just to bin him off so quickly? Oh, it really wound me up. Just bring him in at the end of last episode, so that if the Doctor has to defeat him quickly in this episode, it's not as bad. but he literally had maybe 20 seconds of screen time. I also moaned that they were going to redesign him. I mentioned that Sutek got made into a dog. They did the same shit with Omega, and they made him look crap. And he looked mint in the original series, so why did we need to change it? Omega did nothing in this story. He didn't need to be here. He didn't change anything. He didn't do anything. He didn't even really have a good design. No, he was unrecognisable as a character. If they hadn't have named him, I wouldn't have known that was Omega. They didn't mention at all that he can't exist in our universe. I often feel like the people who write these classic villains returning don't have a lot of love for the characters, because if they did, they'd get them right. The Doctor's resolution of shooting him with the Vindicator was stupid. I said going into this I wanted something a bit more intelligent. Didn't get it, obviously. I said going into this there was far too many points for them to wrap up. And I think I was correct, because we don't know why the doors blew off the TARDIS at the end of the We don't know why the doors blew off the TARDIS at the end of the Interstellar Song Competition. We don't know what happened with Susan. Was that a one-off cameo? Is that it? Or is she going to have an on-screen reunion with the Doctor? The two Ranis? Well, why did Mrs. Flood get away and the other one got eaten? I think they could have done that the other way round. I think the new actor who played the Rani is a much better Rani than Anita Dobson. So I don't really know why that's the one that got eaten. I suppose Omega did do something. He ate the Rani in 2 seconds and that was it. Towards the end there was a cameo from Jodie Whittaker. That was mint. I really enjoyed that. It caught me off guard as well. I didn't see it coming at all. So that's, something. But then comes the worst thing of all. The worst thing I've ever seen in Doctor Who. The episode ends with Shutigawa regenerating and leaving the show. And I thought it was going to be a cliffhanger. And we'd, have to wait a while before we found out who the next Doctor is. It's fucking Billy Piper. They actually did it. Why? Why have they done this? How is this written by the same man who gave us Parting of the Ways? I don't understand. Like, what goes through your head to cast her as the Doctor? It doesn't make any sense. No one was asking for it. The internet's reacted horribly to it. Why have you done this? I think that there is still a slim chance that she might not actually be the Doctor. I've seen a lot of people saying that. And their main reason for saying it is because it ends with introducing Billy Piper in the credits. But normally when there's a new Doctor, they'll say introducing David Tennant as the Doctor. Personally, I think it's just cope. I think Russell T Davies needs to go, honestly. I think that he's killing the show. I think the ratings are getting worse and worse. I think if he really cares about Doctor Who, he should pass it on to someone else. I'm not against another female Doctor by any means. But why Billy Piper? What's the thought process? I don't get it. It's so stupid. If you want to bring her back to the show, fine, just bring her back as Rose. You don't have to do... She doesn't have to be the Doctor, does she? Just get her... Oh, fuck's sake. Just get the Doctor and Rose, and the ratings will go up. You don't need to make her the Doctor. I don't understand how this comes through your head. I think for me, that's personally the limit of what I can tolerate from Doctor Who now. I think Jodie Whittaker's era was, kind of bad because I think the writing was crap. I actually liked her as the Doctor in the end. It took me a while to get there, but I do think she's a good Doctor now. I liked the Rosa Parks episode, And I actually like Timeless Children. It was a banger out of nowhere, caught me off guard. But we've not had that in Ncuti's era. You know, we've had 5 stinky seasons of Doctor Who in a row now. It hasn't been good since Capaldi was here. So as much as I love this show, after 5 stinky seasons and the worst casting of the Doctor I can imagine in Billy Piper, I think that's going to be it for me. Oh. Yeah. Watching it live, I watched it with a friend who's also into Doctor Who. We were both going mental. We hated it.